So as you can see by this tweet, I guess somebody with a troll account on May 13th, they said, with the troll account's called Mike Wang's baby mama, they said, at Beluga, do not let these fools have you ruin 2K. The height cutoff should be accurate to the tallest person in the league, which is 7'3". That should be capped. It should be a cap period. Mike Wang responded saying, not saying we'll do it, but what do you think the height cutoff should be? And then he responded saying, I was already asking what they thought the height cutoff should be to get more athletic jump bases if we decide to limit bigs that were above the cutoff. And then the dude responded 11 hours ago, Mike, I don't know if you read this, but I hope it reaches you. There should be absolutely a cutoff for bigs that are 7 foot or 7'3" players should not be able to unlock certain jump shot animations. And Mike Wang said, I agree. Bigs won't be able to equip certain jumpers this year. So with that being said, there's already been people who already use set shots for their stretches, like set 14 and 13. I know a lot of guys use that for the stretches, but it's looking like a lot of the stretch bigs is not going to get the good jump shots. Like if you're not one of those stretch bigs that have played stretch big and you are used to you're used to like a Derrick Rose jump shot or a jump shot that makes you elevate high in the air, that's no longer going to be there. So it'd be in everybody's best interest to make possibly a anywhere from 6'9" to 6'11" shooter as far as stretch bigs, because they're really limiting it. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be realistic, a 7 foot stretch big or a 7'3" stretch big shouldn't have a jump shot that elevates them real high off the ground, because there's nobody in the league that's shooting like the 7'3" that's shooting like Russell Westbrook. Nobody's jumping as high as Russell Westbrook just to shoot at your 7'3". It's just not happening. So I'm not saying stretch bigs are dead or anything of that nature, because we know every year everybody says stretch bigs are dead, stretch bigs are not good, and they end up being the most overpowered build, the best build to make, and the hardest to stop. So what I would recommend guys doing now is, if you know for a fact, hey, even though we got a new My Player builder and all that stuff, if you know for a fact that you're going to be making a stretch big, if you're like, hey, I don't care, we got a new My Player builder, I'm making a pure shooter, a pure stretch, I would start practicing now. I would start messing with a lot of set shots now, because you're not going to have the Dirk Nowitzki. We may have Dirk Nowitzki shot. You're not going to have the Westbrook shot, the Kobe shot, the Jordan shot, LeBron. None of that's going to be available as far as like the base goes. Now, we don't know as far as upper release goes or anything like that, but as far as the base animations go, I think that tweet was catering more towards the base, you know. Because look at my jump shot when I shoot it. You see how high I'm in the air? See, there's no reason why a stretch big should be jumping that high in the air shooting the ball. Because in real life, even though it's a video game, stretch bigs are not jumping that high just to shoot a jump shot. Now, a lot of people may think that 2K is picking on the stretch big. And no, they're not picking on the stretch big. They're balancing the game out. You know, so how would it look if you had a 7'3" slasher and the speed was a 95? That's just like cheesy. But I think with this new my player builder, they're gonna allow us to cheese. There's gonna be all type of cheesy archetypes. They're bringing back they're gonna allow you to create your own demigod. They're gonna allow you to create whatever you want to make. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee there will still be limitations on a lot of things. You know, you're not gonna be able to make a 7'3" pure shot creator. To my knowledge, you know. Now maybe a shot creator would. If matter of fact, let me step back for a minute. We don't even know anything about the badges. We don't know if we may even be able to pick our badges based on what we make. You know what I'm saying? So that's interesting too. But that's a later video to come. I'm gonna stick with the topic that we're actually discussing. How many of y'all think this is a good thing? How many of y'all think that set shots for bigs should be in 2K? How many of y'all think it shouldn't be in 2K? Leave a comment in the comment section, man. You know, I love the comments. I'll get back to you. But I think it's a good thing, because it doesn't with a stretch big shooting like the jump shot that I just shot, with a stretch big shooting like that, it doesn't give the defender the ability to actually be able to block it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like unguardable build. You know what I'm saying? As long as you release your shot right, as long as you know your release down to a T, because you can release your shot right and still miss it. But if you know your release down to a T, then it'd be hard for you to miss it. But it makes it hard. It makes it harder for guys to contest. So I think they're trying to balance out every aspect of the game with the builds, and they're doing a good job of doing that. I know this year, I think in 2K20, slashers is going to be anybody with a slashing and dribbling build, and of course shooting build. They're going to be the most overpowered archetypes. I can't say archetypes. They're going to be the most power attribute to add to your player. Even though that's typically all basketball is a bunch of slashing, shooting, and stuff of that nature, but those people who create those type of archetypes, they're gonna be a real problem. But I think in previous 2Ks, as far as the set shooting goes, in previous 2Ks, it was never mentioned, it was never brought up. But now, now that you see all of these shooters with all these fast releases, because that's completely unfair. A 7'3" guy jumps out of gym with a quick release. Like you would never ever be able to contest anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you're at basically a disadvantage. You know what I mean? Everybody's at a handicap. Everybody's at their mercy and stuff. So I would recommend, even when the demo comes out, we're gonna know. But I would recommend starting out with like a 6'9", 6'10" shooter. I wouldn't recommend immediately going towards a 7-foot shooter, because it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good this year for the 7-foot shooters, as everybody can see. And believe this, they're gonna test it. The devs are gonna test it. Mike Wainham, they're gonna test out the product, of course, to make sure they're giving the bigs enough set shots and enough, just to work with, because they shouldn't just completely limit them to like 5 to 10 bases. Because if you completely limit the big shooters to like 5 or 10 bases, that's gonna basically kill an archetype or kill the build. I need to stop saying archetype, because they're moving past archetypes. That's gonna completely kill the build, and I don't think they want to kill a build. You know what I mean? I think they're just trying to just make the build. They're just trying to balance out the build, because they want everything balanced. They want every player's build to be able to take advantage of whatever aspects of the game they can take advantage of. So me myself, I honestly thought about making a 7-foot shooter, because like I said, for the past 3 years I've made a 6'5" shooter. It's cool, but I would rather be able to I like to be able to do a lot more. I like to be able to get a lot more blocks. I like to be able to get a lot more rebounds. I like to be able to play the paint, as a big, because everybody has a small shooter, but everybody doesn't have a big shooter. Everybody doesn't have a big, because I was going to go away from using the small guards due to how the game was becoming. Because the game was becoming basically you run with a play sharp or some type of pure sharp or shot creator, and you got to stretch big and you got to lock down. Or the game was becoming glass cleaner, stretch big, or it was becoming stretch big, lockdown. You know what I'm saying? So those was the main type builds that everybody was creating, everybody was using. But I think it's going to be, you're going to see a major change from 19 into 20, because 19, you got to think, a lot of people's not even good at the game. A lot of people make the builds that are good and exploit the game, and when they exploit the game, they're just good at exploiting the game, and when they exploit the game, it's like they think they're good, but realistically they're just playing to the strengths of their archetype. So I think 2K is gonna do it. If this goes well, like if this really goes well, and you have to actually and you have to actually make a smaller shooter. If this goes well, you have to actually make a smaller shooter, like a 6'9", 6'10". It's gonna be a lot harder for people to do what they did in the previous games. You know, shooting over people, because realistically, a big just gives you the opportunity to shoot over somebody. Let's be 100. But like always, man, share the video up. You know, subscribe to the channel. Turn the notifications on. If you ain't already got the notifications on, and you know what I do, man. I go get back to the drawing board, research some stuff, man, just to bring out some more content, man. And I'm out.